Welcome back, everyone, to the program. My name is Jeff. Here I am pointing to the record. Nope, this is the right shoulder. There's my Twitter handle. Today, I want to talk about, well, first of all, I want to talk about the idea of, is Bitcoin sexy? Now, yes, that's a little bit of a clickbait type title, but people need to do that sort of thing so you can get the views. So I'm guilty of it. I'm guilty as charged. But if you like these kinds of interesting topics, please hit the like button, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I actually made this funny thing is that a little bit of behind the scenes. I made this video a couple of days ago, and I was driving. I was going somewhere. I had all my camera gear and everything as I was on the road, and my microphone died. So I made a couple of videos, and they didn't turn out. So here I am again, making the videos again. So cleared my thoughts, because sometimes when you make multiple copies, you don't remember everything you said, or sometimes you think you said something and you didn't. But in any event, why is Bitcoin sexy? What makes Bitcoin sexy? And it really comes down to the things that you can do with it. Okay, so the idea of anything that's sexy right now, the things that are sexy right now are like the meme coins. The meme coins that are like Bonk and Shiba and Pepe coin and Dog with Hat, all these crazy coins that are just going up, like doubling overnight. That's what people are chasing. And the reason they're chasing that is because people want instant gratification. People have no attention span whatsoever anymore. That's why they're on TikTok. That's why they watch the shorts on Instagram or YouTube. That's why all these, like, we've gone from a society back in the 80s and 90s with MTV videos down to news clips and for 30 seconds in the 2000s, down to like snippets and just memes and GIFs and Vines. Do you remember Vines? If you remember Vines, make a mention of that down in the comments. I read them all. But we've gone to like 15 seconds or less, and that's like the TikTok world. That's the short world, because no one has any attention span. And even these videos, like 8-minute videos, like I try to keep all my videos at 10 minutes or under as much as possible, because I know that some people just don't have the time. And I appreciate you take some time to do that. But 8 minutes is a long time for a lot of people. You can watch 15, 20 TikToks in that amount of time. And that's just what people do. So I'm going to just jump right into it. Bitcoin is only going to appear sexy when the price is high. And the reason that is because people are busy. People were worried about, like, we just passed, like I mentioned this the other day when I actually made the recording that didn't turn out, but just became spring. The first day of spring was just the other day. And happy spring, by the way. But everybody this week is concerned about their brackets or getting, their spring plans or spring break. They have all these other concerns versus investing or making long-term gains. But Bitcoin, if you look at Bitcoin, right, just take an honest look at Bitcoin in the last 6 months, you more than doubled your money. You probably quadrupled it if you got in like a $15,000 range, and now over 60,000. But that didn't happen overnight. What people now, some people, like most people, if you in a vacuum, like you'd ask them, like, would you like 4 times as much money as you have today in 6 months? And they would always say, yeah, of course. But they didn't take the trouble or the time to invest in Bitcoin back when it was 15,000. But they could have. Everyone could have, but they didn't. And the reason they didn't is because they weren't paying attention to it. There are lots of investments out there. Well, not a lot, but there are certainly investments out there that can double your money in 6 months or under. I'm not going to name them all. That's not my job here. I'm not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. I'm just talking about education. This is just one guy on the internet talking to his camera and recording it. So hopefully you enjoy this and share it with your friends. But the point is that Bitcoin will be sexy when the price goes over its all-time high and everybody starts covering it again and talking about $75,000 Bitcoin. Is it going to go to 100, and so on and so on. That's when people will engage with it, because that's why FOMO exists. FOMO, fear of missing out. People jump into things when they're hot rather than when they're not, because that's when they're brought to their attention. Like, most people are not paying attention to Bitcoin right now because it's over 75,000. Most people are paying attention to Dog with Hat or Bonk or Shiba Inu or Pepe coin or they're trying to find other meme coins that are going to go up double overnight, because they want the instant gratification. They want to double their money. So the sexy things about Bitcoin is that you do make great gains over time, but you have to be patient, and most people are not. And it's not like you have to wait like a long time. Like every 4 years, everyone makes money in Bitcoin. That's just how it works. And there's never been a period of 4 years in the history of Bitcoin where people have lost money, no matter when they bought. If you bought at the peak, if you bought at the last peak, you're already in profits right now. No matter when you bought it before 2024, you're in profits right now. Okay, that's just how it works. The worst time would have been the peak of 2021 when this hit 69,420. You had to wait 2.5 years, and now you're already in the gains again. But you don't lose money. But it's not overnight where you make money. People want the instant gratification. They want to make that. They want to find that dog with hat, that Shiba. They want to see those green charts, those God candles, those things that go crazy, like the double overnight. And that's what people want. But that is not the long-term path to wealth. The sexy part. Everybody wants the sexy things that you can buy when your investments go up. You can buy those cars, the boats, the exotic trips, the jewelry. That's what makes things sexy. It's not having the Bitcoin. In fact, having the Bitcoin is never appear sexy because you can't show it off to people. In fact, that's a bad idea. You don't want to show people how much Bitcoin you have. That's never a good idea. But if you flaunt your wealth, well, no matter how much, if you ever flaunt your wealth, you become a target. And you don't want to do that. But it's sexy to be able to pick up and go to a trip to Europe whenever you want. Or it's sexy when you can buy that luxury car or that beautiful house or go on that vacation. Those are the sexy things that Bitcoin affords, but it doesn't afford it overnight. We are in an economy right now where everything is falling apart, okay? Value is getting cut in half every 3 years. The prices of goods are going up. They're doubling every 3 years. I've talked about it a few times before. It's just crazy. The prices are just out of control with inflation. But the way to beat it is to get out of the dollar system and get into something else that will preserve your value and be there to when you want to translate it back. And if you want to sell it, some of it, don't sell all of it, not financial advice, but why would you ever sell all of it? But yes, you want to reap the rewards of being patient and having that Bitcoin and taking a little bit of profits and taking that and buying some things that you've been wanting for years. So if you go back 10 years ago to Bitcoin, like, let's see, it was like below $100, right? Now it's over $65,000, $70,000 in that range right now. But it's hard to predict. But you could have 100x'd your investment in less than 10 years. Who's to say you can't do that again? Because Bitcoin hasn't changed. It's still the same Bitcoin. In fact, it's better now because it's more proven than it was in the first 4 or 5 years. It's now like, who would have thought that governments would be using it? Countries would be using it. All these, all of Wall Street wants to get into it with their ETFs. Now it's way more accepted, way more approved. So the likelihood of it continuing to go up in value over time is rather high. However, it's not going to happen overnight. So if you don't have, you need to set that patience level. Like, what is your event horizon? Can you wait 4 or 5 years? Or do you want to still stick money into a 401k and hope for the best of the stock market? I think we both know the answer to that. So what makes Bitcoin sexy is the fact that your value goes up and you can buy all the things that you need and want. It just doesn't happen overnight. So those are my thoughts for today about making Bitcoin sexy and what makes Bitcoin sexy. What are your thoughts about that angle, that conversation? Please like, share, subscribe, share this video to someone that wants to know more about Bitcoin, learn about it, and learn about what the sexy part of Bitcoin really is. So lots said today. Leave a comment down below. I will talk to you in the next video. Take care.